Alright, Apple has done it. Apple has released the most revolutionary iPod ever. Just kidding. I mean, the first part, I was joking. Like, Apple has released a new iPod, but it's not the most revolutionary iPod. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. What is going on, guys? So let's go ahead and review the brand new Ipod Touch from 2019. That the only new thing that it has is that it's actually faster. The previous generation Ipod Touch had an A8 chip, and now it's packed with the A10 Fusion chip, which finally brings Group FaceTime and AR games and AR apps onto the Ipod Touch. The new Ipod Touch also has new storage options, and it can now get up to 256 gigabytes of storage. And that's a really good thing because some people buy iPods, yes, some people still buy iPods to put on music, to put all their music library onto one device. Because like this, whenever they're traveling, they don't have to be worrying about downloading offline music. They just have it all in one place. So if you're one of those people, you might want to pick up the new Ipod Touch with 256 gigabytes. I still wish, some of you call me crazy when I say this, but I still wish Apple would release, or Apple would bring back the iPod Classic. For those of you who are new to the channel, I actually made why an iPod Classic makes sense in 2019 video, so that will be linked down below. Watch it because people call me crazy, but there's some people that would still want an iPod Classic, and I'm actually one of those people, so hit the link down in the description. So Apple has not changed at all the design of this brand new iPad. As I showed you in my unboxing video, we compared both, and they're literally exactly the same. We've got the lightning port in the middle, we've got the headphone jack. Yes, Apple has still put the headphone jack inside this guy, which is kind of funny, and we only get one speaker, which is kind of a bummer. It's still a 4-inch Retina display, which looks great, but those bezels on the top and on the bottom look kind of outdated in 2019. The camera can shoot 720p video, and it's got a 1.2 megapixel camera, which should be good enough for most things, such as taking photos, maybe scanning some documents of your homework, or maybe playing AR games. It should be good enough for most of them duties. So the Ipod Touch from 2019, specs-wise, is not the most impressive product that Apple has ever made. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because the Ipod Touch starts at $199. Now, who is this Ipod Touch for? It's for a really specific target audience. The Ipod Touch might not be for you, or for you, but it might be for you. So it all depends on who you are. Let's say you're a kid and your parents do not let you buy an iPhone. This is literally the perfect choice. You've got iOS, and Apple will release the groundbreaking iOS 13 next week, and of course, iOS 13 will be compatible with this Ipod Touch. And that's basically why Apple released a new Ipod Touch with just a spec upgrade with no design upgrades. Basically because Apple just wanted the same Ipod Touch, but it still wanted to run iOS 13. That's why Apple released it. They just want to run latest software that they want to offer to the whole world with a pretty outdated product, but people still want it. As I said, you might not want it, you might not want it, but I'm sure he wants it. So I'm sure there's so many people that will love this brand new Ipod Touch, and I totally do recommend this Ipod Touch. And this new iPod is not even just for kids that want to play Fortnite on their recess break. Maybe you're an adult and you've got a bunch of HomeKit devices, and maybe you don't have a HomePod and you want a really affordable device that you can literally put on the wall and you can literally turn off and turn on the lights. Maybe you want to store your whole music library in a really affordable device. Maybe this might be for you. So I know this Ipod Touch might not be for everybody, but the speed improvements really make a difference. For those of you who are complaining that Apple has not added crazy features in this device, yeah, sure, I'll agree with you. It would have been cool to have a redesign, an edge-to-edge display, wireless charging, maybe a better camera, Touch ID. The 4-inch display is a little bit too small now, but guess what? Apple doesn't care. I don't care. I'm sure the people who are buying this product will not care. The kids, I don't think they will want Touch ID. They just want an iPod that they can play games on their recess break, as I was saying. Maybe people who want to just use it for music. Like, the iPod is not an iPhone. The iPod is not an iPad. If you want to play hardcore games, go ahead and buy an iPad. Go ahead and buy an iPad Pro. But since this is only $200, this is literally a great deal. So concluding the video, I really don't want to make this video too long. The Ipod Touch, as I said, starts at $199. It's available in 6 colors: pink, silver, space gray, gold, blue, and product red, and it's available in 32 gigs 128 gigs, or 256 gigabytes. So if you own the previous generation iPod, this iPod Touch is totally worth it for you because, as I said, it comes at a really affordable price and you will really notice that speed difference. So yeah, that's my review on the iPod Touch. It's really focused on a specific target audience. It's a really affordable price, beautiful design, kind of outdated design, no Touch ID. It's kind of annoying to put a password every time, but me as a tech reviewer, I kind of have to be critical about this, but let's be real. The people who are gonna buy this, they won't care. See you on the next one.